You get impressions that pretty much last you all your life.
If you step up and show up and play hard, you're going to play. All right, get a break.
Rock and roll, fellas. We're in the weight room.
Smelly's now a coach for the local high school football team. Kind of like Arnold, he just wants to give back to the kids.
Going to school was pretty painful for me. Oftentimes, I can find a kid who was like me, who maybe didn't have the best confidence, and show them how to lift weights and build them up physically and mentally.
He's the kind of guy who would get in your life and just totally turn it around, like, keeps me going, you know, keeps me motivated about something.
When he works with those high school kids, that's his passion. Not a lot of kids have, like, a strong male figure in their life. I mean, a lot of people, they're usually very selfish, but he's not. I mean, I've never really met anyone that's like that.
There's a gym in Columbus, Ohio, where the strongest guys in the world train. It's called Westside Barbell, and this is where Smelly learned from his role model, Louis Simmons.
I've got a philosophy like many. When you go to war, you go to kill. You don't go to get killed.
There's nobody in this place that's not trying to be the best athlete in the world. Everybody here's trying to achieve an elite level of success.
Pretty much as you're a kid, you always want to be the strongest, you know what I mean? I always want to be the strongest guy. And I still want to be that, you know what I mean?
Take it up, in 1959, my father showed me a book. It was about the Russians taking testosterone. So I said, well, what the hell, you know? First chance I got, I'm going to do some of this. And so I did. I've actually been on anabolic steroids for 36 years.
Is it something I should be morally battling, or, like, should I be fine with doing it?
Your morals are your morals, not mine. Who am I to judge you? And who are you to judge me? You want to be strong or you want to be weak?
But you can't be strong without doing steroids?
You can't be as strong as possible. If you want to reach the top, you're going to have to do it. Everybody thinks anabolic steroids is an easy way out. The people that train anabolic steroids train way harder than people that don't. Regardless of what people think of Barry Bonds, you can't take a bottle of testosterone, put on Barry's baseball uniform, and make him hit 700 home runs. Barry's got to go out, train, and hit the 700 home runs. But what if a scientist came up with something better than anabolic steroids? You see cows, you see immense, powerful cows. They basically have changed their genes. If they could change your genes, would that be illegal? What would they do then? Just ban sports in general?
Oh, my Lord. When people see these, is the first question, how many hormones do you pump into them?
Well, it's two comments. One would be, oh my gosh, what did you do to that thing? And secondly, it looks like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
This is a Belgian Blue Bull. 2,600 pounds. All muscle, all natural.
So tell me again, you're all natural. You're not taking anything. Dude, I think you're ready for Congress.
He has a genetic mutation that allows him to grow double muscle, and scientists have figured out how to genetically alter humans the same way. Dr. Lee Sweeney is using this technology to try to cure muscular dystrophy.
It's obviously going to become more and more evident that, you know, what we call talent is, you know, really genetic variation. There's genetic enhancement available that might be able to, you know, give you what nature didn't give you. Trying to figure out how to do it in the safest way is something that hasn't been worked out.
If you find out that it's safe, you know, would you be somebody who would say, hey, I'll do this?
Yeah, I'll be first in line.
Because it seems like this is the future of sports, gene doping.
Gene doping, yeah. I wouldn't do it.
Will gene doping ruin sports in America?
I don't think so. I mean, I think anytime there's a new technology, everyone says, okay, we have to stand back and think about what this is really going to mean to society. And I think that's the debate we will come to in the coming decades.
Good sportsmanship. You know what that means? Play fair.
When I was a kid, cheating was pretty clear-cut. Like when the $1 Million Man hired the referee's evil twin brother to cheat the Hulkster out of his title.
Is that Dave Hebner or is that Dave Hebner?
You know, cheating in other sports wasn't all that different. Remember when Joe Niekro was caught scuffing the ball with an emery board?
Something came out of his pocket.
Or what about when the Patriots were playing the Dolphins and they hired an ex-con to clear a spot in the snow for the field goal kicker? You can't do that.
I think it's the most unfair thing that I've ever been associated in.
Or like when Rosie Ruiz won the Boston Marathon.
The mystery woman winner, we missed her at all our checkpoints.
Why take steroids when you can take a bus? And who can forget when Tanya Harding hired a goon to take out Nancy Kerrigan's knee? I guess if you can't beat him with a lead pipe. But somehow, steroids seem kind of different.
I thought in undergraduate school and in college I was a pretty good athlete. But I find myself angry in my gut. Because these are the same guys who would have taken me out. Not because they have more God-given natural talent than me, but because they enhanced with artificial means.
If using steroids is cheating, seems like a whole bunch of other stuff should be cheating too. Take Tiger Woods, for example. He had LASIK eye surgery, and now his vision's 20/15. That's better than perfect.
My eyes are stable, my game's a lot better. I feel pretty good coming in.
In a game that relies so much on depth perception, wouldn't superhuman vision be a performance enhancement? Then there's cortisone shots. They helped Kurt Schilling win the World Series, and those are steroids too. Truth is, corticosteroids can have worse side effects than anabolic steroids, but they're used in sports every day.
He had a 20-minute cortisone shot after Monday's match after his back tightened up.
Here's an even more confusing example. Floyd Landis claims that he did not take steroids to win the Tour de France.
Truth is, I didn't use testosterone like I'm accused of doing. I didn't cheat. I didn't do anything outside of the rules. I won the Tour clean, and I deserve to win. I'm proud of it, and I always will be.
But he did sleep in his own altitude chamber.
I got my altitude chamber out by the garbage these days.
So you made this?
Yeah, it's not actually that hard to make. I didn't make the pipe. I just got the pipe from some construction site where they were putting in a water main.
Is the result pretty good?
For me, it makes a difference, yeah.
And how long do you stay in here for?
Sleeping there all night, I don't know, 6 or 7 hours.
Is your wife like, what are you
really
doing?
like
I'm going to go sleep in the chamber?
She hates it.
So you just climb in there?
Yeah, you want to try it out? You won't have a monitor in there, but I have it set to like about 13,000 feet.
See, sleeping in an altitude chamber produces a lot more red blood cells, which means more oxygen in your system, which means more endurance for a cyclist or a long-distance runner. There are 4 ways to increase your red blood cell count. You can sleep in an altitude chamber, like Floyd, or you could just train at the U.S. Olympic Training Center at 6,000 feet in Colorado. Then there's blood doping. That's when you draw your own blood a month before the big race, then re-inject it the night before. Finally, there's a drug called EPO, which simply tells your body to produce more red blood cells. So that's 4 ways to do the exact same thing, but 2 are allowed and 2 are cheating.
You done yet?
Hey, that's kind of weird.
No, it's nice, man. Once you get used to it, it's nice sleeping in there.
What's heartbreaking is my 8-year-old, his 2 favorite athletes are Barry Bonds and Lance Armstrong. My 4-year-old is obsessed with Floyd Landis. So what do you tell these kids? I talk to people all the time that they go, you know, who can my kids believe in? And what I tell them is nobody.
I ask not to be judged, and much less to be sentenced by anyone.
You can't trust anybody now because the testing is so ineffective. You don't know who's really clean, who's really dirty.
Were you taking any sort of drugs for that race?
Not what they find me with, no.
But you were taking other stuff?
Other stuff, yeah.
But isn't that still cheating?
Still cheating, yeah. Like everybody else.
So that's how you justify it, is like everybody's cheating?
Yes.
When I interviewed Ben Johnson, he just basically said, look, everybody was on something. You know?
Well, you know, Ben, and bless his heart, he's got to say that everyone's on something. That's justifying his own means.
So he has a problem with you.
You have a problem. You have a problem of, you know, me beating him.
Yeah.
When we were taking that victory stand, we were on the stand, and he got the gold medal. He didn't smile. He never smiled. He never celebrated.